Hello, 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 and welcome to Calm Before the Storm podcast. I am Stephanie.
I am Kim.
And I'm Kimberly.
And that's Kimberly Squared. Welcome to the show, guys. Woo! Episode 3. Here we are.
Hello.
Already. We're flying by.
We are flying
So
by. How's
exciting.
everybody doing?
Good. How are you?
Good.
I'm good. I'm good. Let's jump right into it, ladies.
Let's do it.
Oh,
Have you girls heard about the show that is trending right now? It's called Love is Blind on Netflix. It's
Yep.
been out, I think they're up to season 7 right about now.
Yes.
I'm not fully caught up. I forget what episode I am on, but there's a couple of things that I saw while watching it that I wanted to get your opinion on. There's a bunch of shows like this. There's Love is Blind, there's Married at First Sight. They have that new one, Pop the Balloon on TikTok for, I would say for the younger crowd.
Mhm.
90 Day Fiance, all these shows that you kind of meet someone without either sight unseen or just the same day you meet them, now you're together.
Right.
right.
So I was watching the show last night, and there's 3 people on there that kind of stood out to me. I mean, they all stand out because I give you courage for, props for having the courage to even just go on one of these shows. But one of the instances was the youngest girl of the group was torn between 2 guys. I'm sorry to spoil it for you guys who are still watching it. But here we go. Close your ears.
Right.
So she was dating. And for those of you who don't know, Love is Blind is a show where they talk behind the wall. Basically, they have dates behind the wall, and everybody knows everybody's dating.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So her name is Hannah, and I believe she is 26 or 27 years old, and she was dating a guy named Leo and Nick D. Leo, I believe, is a little older. I think he was like in his early 30s.
Mhm.
And Nick D is I think he's 29. So she felt like both of them were like her 1 and 2. Nick D was giving her like player vibes, like he's gonna break her heart. And Leo, she felt a little bit more secure. He's like he says he's rich, he's an art dealer, got a lot of money. Nick D is a little bit more down to earth. So listening to her gut, she felt like she needed to break it off with Nick D because she was afraid that he was going to break her heart. He's telling her all the right things like people do, and then you'd be like, I'm waiting for you to mess up. So she took the initiative and was like, you're not going to mess up. I'm calling it a quits, because talking to the girls, they convinced her to drop him. As she comes back from that, she breaks up with him. She comes back into the room, and one of the other girls that's dating, the one that she likes, which is Leo, that she called it off with Nick D for, mentions Leo's name. So now she's like, oh, I made the wrong decision. Instantly request a date with him right then and there. Request a date with Nick D, who she just broke up with, to then go back and patch it up. I'm gonna stop right there and get your thoughts on just that part. If let me know if I was rambling, if you missed a couple of things.
I think that it's kind of like playing with people's feelings, right? Because you're telling both of them that you like them. And I mean, I know it's a part of the show, but just watch. I haven't seen this season, but watching previous episodes, what happens if he's really falling for you? Now he got to start a whole new relationship with someone else. So
Yes.
I think she kind of leads them on. Both.
You think she leads them on? Okay.
I mean, that is the process of the show. You have multiple,
Right.
but you got to know who you want, and that's it.
Right. Well, so you feel like if you would happen to be on this show, you go on multiple dates, you don't think it's possible to feel for 2 people and be unsure of who you're going to choose?
I feel like you know that you want one more than the other. So go with that one.
Okay.
I don't think you could have the same feelings for 2 people exactly. Like, there gotta be a difference in, like, oh, he makes me laugh more, or something that's like, okay, I like him more than you know, like I like the other one, but this one I feel like I could see a future with.
Okay.
Okay. I kind of
Kimberly.
feel like the thing that scares me about these kind of shows is when, I mean, I think we've all been there. When you first start dating someone, everybody brings their representative to the table. So the thing for me is like, is this genuinely this person or is this their representative, right? And they only have
Right.
a small window of time to date these
Hmm.
people. So it's like, okay, you have two people. She has her cake and she's eating it too, right? This is how it goes for
Right.
everybody.
Hmm.
But like Kimberly said, like, you have to have different things you like about them. But even having those different things you like about them, is this genuinely the person in the long run? So I'm super scared and I give props to these people who do this. But the bringing your representative to the table for me is just, that's the scariest thing of it all. Because, you never come to the table fully who you are because you're getting comfortable with these people you're
Mm-hmm.
dating. You're trying to fulfill certain things for them that they like,
Hmm.
Right.
and it's not for a couple weeks or maybe a month or so
I
that the
know
full
it'd be
everybody
like
comes out.
short, like you have 2 weeks to pick someone. Like, how do you
Right.
Yes.
know someone within that short amount of time? I mean,
Yes.
you can, but it's like I don't
They've got to
know.
be truthful. Everyone has to be truthful. And we've been there,
Right.
I'm sure, one time or another. It's the representative for a minute. And then it's like,
Hmm.
wait a minute, who is this person?
Hmm.
Exactly. Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So so she called Nick D back and
Mm.
basically told him she made a mistake and
Oh.
decided that she was gonna, continue on talking to him. And basically she kind of made up her mind, like, she loves him and she would
Okay.
accept his hand if he asked her to marry him. And then
Hmm.
she went along and went on the date with Leo to kind of break it off and
Hmm.
ended up
Mm.
coming out of there hysterically crying. He was like yelling at her, like, what if you chose me first? What if
Mm.
my time was before his? Would you still have made that decision? Um, I felt at that point he was okay. He was showing his true colors. Like,
Hmm.
you can't be,
Right.
we're here for this game. And if this is the
Yep.
choice she makes, you can't get angry at her.
Was he
Yep.
talking to anybody else?
He was, and he was so upfront. I could never be on one of these shows. I don't think I'm grown enough to do it. I'm still a
Mm-mm.
child in that sense. Not happening.
Mm-mm.
He was like fully and telling them that he's equally invested in both. And he even admitted to
Mm.
saying, I'm going to tell both of you I love you because I don't feel right telling one and not the other.
Oh.
Faces, I love them.
Okay.
And then he went on to say how he wanted to know, what if I was to propose to you, what would your ring look like? Which is basically trying to ask, if I asked you to marry me, are you
Mm.
Right,
going to say yes?
right.
Right.
But you tell, so one of the girls, the other girl that he was up with, I think her name was Brittany.
Mm.
I felt like they would make a better match anyway. But then when he was doing that, I'm like, you don't deserve anybody at this point. Like,
Hmm.
I get the point of
Right.
the game, or maybe I really don't, because clearly I
Mm.
can't stick with it. And that
Hmm.
is what
Right.
they're supposed to do. But I feel like you can't tell both of them you love them. You can't ask, like, then you're basically having the same relationship with two different women and telling
Right.
them the same things.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So you're not being genuine to either one of them.
I agree.
Oh,
And I didn't really get,
I
I didn't see the reunion, so I don't know how long they really lasted.
So did you get to the
okay.
part where they all meet each other?
Not all
Right.
the way. I did get
Okay.
to a part
Okay.
where I saw a couple, where I saw Nick D and Hannah decide that they are going to, you know,
Mm.
he was going to propose to her, and Leo was upset, basically.
Okay.
So
So
See,
I've
that's
seen,
a
I mean, I feel
couple
like every
things.
season it's like the same thing because like last season it
Yes.
was something
it
similar,
is.
right?
Mm-hmm.
They had well no, last season it was it last season or the season before? The one where the Spanish girl knew the guy and like they
They broke up, and then after the show, they got back together, something like
no, no,
that.
no, the one where they knew each other outside of the show prior to coming in.
Oh.
Yes, I saw that one.
So, and then he was like being rude to her, like trying to put her on
Mm.
blast. And I was just like, oh no.
Yes,
Yeah,
it
it's a
gets
lot that
a
goes
little
into that.
toxic in these shows.
Yes.
That was my first instinct, is like, because it cuts right then and there where she breaks up with him and then decides to
Right.
go call him right back. I was like, that's it. She's not ready. She's toxic. But then as I kept watching it, I was like, oh, okay, maybe, she's just really confused. And now she feels like, I don't know what to do. I wouldn't want to be in her shoes.
I
Would
mean,
you?
Married at First Sight is like the same thing. You meet the person at the altar and
Yes.
you don't even know what they look like until you're walking down the aisle. Like, I feel like that's insane.
I
I would
feel
be
like
so scared.
yes, but
What goes
married
through
at
your
first
mind
sight,
signing up for this?
I know.
your heart.
Right. Like, okay, yes, let me sign my signature on this line to say, I don't know what he looks like. I don't know what she looks like. I don't know what they bring to the table. I don't know what their past is. Don't know what the skeletons in their closet, but when I see you at the altar, I'm gonna say I do. Could
I
you
don't know if you
imagine
have a
signing that paperwork?
pumpkin.
Right. I was trying not to say it, but one of us had to.
Or they have
You just never know.
90 Day Fiance. Now that's
Ooh,
different because like you're with someone from like a different country. I
yes.
mean, you some of them talk, prior to through FaceTime or, through like camera on computer, but it's like, what if you're not talking to that person? Like you're being catfished.
Oh,
Right.
yes.
Isn't there another one too that they send you out into the wild and you're naked? Like, is it
Naked
Naked
and
dating?
and
Naked and
afraid,
Afraid.
afraid? Naked
but
and
they're not
afraid.
dating.
Yeah, they're not
Oh,
dating, but still,
They're
I
just
would
out there
like
trying to survive.
that's
See, but
insane.
that's another one. Because
yeah.
what you think is really happening out there when they naked and afraid? Nothing.
Listen,
Yeah,
I
I
don't
would be
know.
scared with all these bugs and what.
Clearly, they out there with nothing with all the bugs. They living, they doing just fine.
They were perfectly fine. Drop
Mm,
spiders falling out the trees. I don't know.
I no, not made for me.
So
No.
what about like The Bachelor? That's like you're in
Mm.
competition for this one guy, or The Bachelorette, you're in competition for this one girl.
It's the competition for me. The
Yeah.
Hmm.
competition on these shows. Like, again, I don't know, but these things are like almost real life things, right? Because behind the scenes, when you're first starting to date someone, you don't know if you're like the runner up. You may
That's
just be
true.
that person's
It's just
option,
true.
right? You may
Yeah.
just be their option. You're not, just because they're chilling with you, you have date nights once a week, that doesn't necessarily mean you are their first choice. They're
Yeah.
just
Mm-mm.
finagling out. They got their lineup. And this goes for men and women.
Hmm.
You're their
Absolutely.
option. And it doesn't, so it's like these people are doing this in front of us on our TV screens. But this is how some people legitimately conduct life.
I
Like,
never
they
even
have
thought
their
about it that way. Yeah.
Rolodex, right, of people.
It's true. It's true. And then
Mm-hmm.
you find out later on after you've put your heart and soul in it.
Yep.
But these people doing it in front of the world.
Yeah.
Hmm.
They're like, yeah, I'll do this for you. I'll do this on national TV.
Ooh, I'm too scared. I feel like Married at First Sight is a little more scary because you meet them at the altar. You don't
Hmm.
even
Yes.
get to talk to them.
Hmm.
90
Right.
Day Fiance, I'm nervous because the culture barrier,
Right.
like,
Mm-hmm. Right.
are you really wanting me for me, or do you want
A
some of
green
these?
card. Yeah.
Sometimes they look like they just want to get to the country, come to our country. I don't know what's really
Yes.
happening.
Hmm.
Is this
Or the
true
women are
love?
being gold diggers. The guy has money and they really
Right.
want, and
Mm.
not all of them are like that, but
No.
I
some
mean,
of
but
the,
there are some people that are still together that I thought like, oh, she's just using him to get over here. Oh, she just wants
Yes.
him money. And I'm like, they still together?
They're
I mean, it
still
works out,
together.
but
Yep.
you
yes,
gotta
Yep.
be
yes,
lucky for that one.
there's someone
Mm-hmm.
out there for everybody.
There
Hmm.
is. I agree.
Yes, yes. So that leads me to this question. If you weren't married or dating anyone,
Mm-hmm.
and they presented this to you and said, hey, we'd give you some money to do this show,
Mm-hmm.
because they get paid for this,
Hmm.
would you sign up and do it if you were, not having any luck on your own in the outside?
Yes. YOLO. You only live once.
If I was like, if there was like no options, like dating in real
Yep.
life was really not working out, I would say the show that I would do is Love is Blind.
And
Okay.
me too. Mm-hmm.
Yes. I
me
like
too.
that one too, because
Because
you
I could
actually get
speak to
to,
them,
mhm.
and
Yes,
get to
communication
know
is
them.
key.
Yeah.
Yep,
Absolutely. All
So
right. I would
I
agree
agree.
with that one.
thank God we all found someone in real life.
Whew,
Ooh,
whew.
yes. I can't. If I'm being honest, I don't think I could do the shows. I just said yes right now, but
Okay.
I'm
Oh,
gonna take it back.
but why?
I think I would be too nervous. I would
Okay.
just be like, I think my nerves would get the best of me. Even when I was single and online dating is a huge thing right now. It
Mhm.
wasn't as, it was a big thing when I was, still dating, but not as
Mm-hmm.
big. And I didn't even want to do that. And I
Right.
was too nervous.
I
I
think
tried and I
that
was like, this ain't for me.
for me, online dating, you know nothing about this person, but like when people sign up for these shows, they're like psych psychiatrists look at
True.
them, like, like
Yes.
I'm gonna be like,
Yep.
okay, he's not a killer. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
so I
Unless
think
he
that's like
psyched the
That's true.
psychiatrist.
right,
See
right,
me
right.
being
I
negative
mean, right.
Nancy over here.
But I know they go through like serious background checks. So I'm like,
They
okay,
do.
I could deal with that than do online dating.
Yes.
Online
Yes.
dating, oh gosh,
Ooh,
I think I tried it once or twice. Woo,
and how'd it go?
mm-mm, horrible. It was the
Horrible.
worst experience of my life. I literally was like, the dating scene is so scary. Like, what is going on? Like, where are these people coming from? It's horrible, horrible.
Yes. Yeah, it's difficult out there. So
Hmm.
I'm gonna keep praying for y'all.
Yes, man, I really do. Like, thank you, Lord Jesus,
Yes.
but
I just thought of
I'm not
another
in that
show,
predicament.
Love After Lockup. I
Yes,
believe that's what it's
Oh,
called, where they
yes,
start dating.
right
One is on the
inmates.
outside and one is
Mm-hmm.
on the inside.
Mm-hmm.
And they meet
Yes.
through like this pen pal. I don't even know what it's called.
Yeah, it's kind of like a
Hmm.
pen pal type thing.
Yes.
Right. How do you feel about that?
No,
Mm-mm.
Not
no,
happening? No.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Absolutely not.
no.
I just thought
Nope.
I'd ask. What about the new, do you know about the new TikTok show, Pop the Balloon?
I've
Yes,
never heard
I've
of that.
seen it. I've seen like here and there.
Kim, can you
Okay.
explain to Kimberly what that
So
Please.
show is
it's
like?
like that I it's kind of like so there's like a group of girls or a group of men and they hold in like a red balloon and they'll
Mm.
bring in this person and they'll say like, basically kind of like would you give him a chance? No, would you give any of these girls a chance? Right? Or something like
Some,
that?
Mm.
no, the people in the line that have the balloon,
Yeah.
if you
Okay.
come out and they don't like what they see,
Oh, they'll
instantly they
pop
can
their
pop
own
their
balloon.
balloon.
Yeah, they'll pop their own balloon.
Right,
Okay.
like take
Okay.
themselves out
Okay.
the game.
Mm-hmm.
But
Okay.
you, the contestant, get to pop their balloon if you don't like their responses or
Mm.
whatever.
Okay.
Whoever's standing with the last balloon wins the date.
Yeah.
So it's like speed dating essentially in a sense. Like,
In a sense,
Yeah, and yeah.
but they
okay.
be doing they are so
Sometimes they be
mean
getting
on
like
this. Like they were like, I don't like your fake hair, take your weave off, all these like your eyelashes is fake.
Okay.
I don't like your outfit. You look good, but your shirt don't match, so I don't want to date you. Like it's
Oh.
cutthroat like that.
Ooh. Okay.
Would you sign
Mm.
up for one of those?
I would definitely try it. I would love to try it. If I was single and it didn't work, I would definitely put myself out there to like hold that balloon and go around and have people come around. Yeah, I would definitely do it.
Okay. All right.
Yep,
I
that
would
I would do
not.
it.
No. I know you're the risk taker. You would try it.
I would definitely try it. YOLO.
So what if one of your friends came to you, one of your good friends or
Mm,
family and said, I'm actually going on Married at First Sight or Love is Blind because these are a little bit more
mm-hmm.
lifelong decisions.
mhm.
Mm-hmm.
What would let's just say Married at First Sight. Let's stick to
I
that
would
one.
I would do my own psych assessment. Like, are you like what's
No,
going
because they
on?
be like, oh, let me know if I need to run. And I'd be like, why didn't tell us you needed to run?
Yeah, I'm gonna do my own psych assessment. We're gonna have a conversation, but at the end of the day, I'm gonna support you,
Yeah.
whatever you want to do. But I'm definitely gonna run my own psych assessment first, so we could
Mhm.
figure out like why you feel, this is where it's at, and then we'll take it from there.
Hmm. Yeah,
Okay.
and it'd be just like a few people that they show that be invited, like
Hmm.
family wise, and I'd be like, why everybody looks so serious?
Right. Yeah.
It is crazy. The whole family be side-eyeing the groom
Hmm.
or the bride.
No,
Yes.
it always
They,
be like the bride's family is good, and then when they show the groom, be like,
the mama's boys be like, "Mommy don't play. Like, go ahead and break my baby heart."
That's right. Right.
Mommies
You
be
ain't
like,
good
"Go
enough.
ahead, take her for me, thanks."
Yep. Ooh, this is
oh
good stuff to think about.
Yes.
Well, I know, you both are married. I'm in a relationship, but obviously, it wasn't all grapes, roses, and sunflowers. Um, what was it like dating, right, for you two before you met your husband, significant other? I mean, I could speak on that too, but like just to get some conversation around that, what was that dating like before you met the person who you decided to take that step with?
well, for me, it was I kind of met my husband in a club.
Okay.
So he grabbed me to dance and then asked for my number. The rest is history.
It
But
was
I would
definitely
never
in the
give out
club.
my number. I was the type of person
Right.
that I would never give out my number. And I was just like, okay, I'm just
Mm.
gonna do it. And the rest is history. Um,
Okay, so you did something to step out of your comfort zone for this to
yes.
work.
Yeah.
Okay, okay,
And
Mm-hmm.
okay.
prior to that, what would you normally do for dating,
Mm-hmm.
like
For
before
Well,
dating.
him?
prior to that, I was dating people from like high school and stuff. So this is like
Okay,
I met my husband when I was in my 20s. So
Mhm.
kind of was
okay,
like, fell at the
Okay.
right time.
Yes.
okay.
All right. For me, I like I said, I tried online dating prior to my husband one time. It took one
Mm.
time, and I was like, "Yeah, this is not for me."
Right.
um, I did go like even just meeting people outside, like you said, it was like representative, and I really didn't date much. Because prior to my husband, I was in a long-term relationship with
Hmm.
my children's father. And then I met my husband a couple of years later. So I would
Okay.
date like here and there, but nothing consistent. I kind of was
Mm-hmm.
just really working on myself and getting myself together and trying
Mm-hmm.
to figure out what I don't want anymore, what
Mhm.
I didn't want, what I
Right.
wasn't willing to deal with. Just trying to heal myself at that point. And
Mm-hmm.
then I was introduced to him through my brother from another mother, my best friend's husband. They
Okay.
worked together and we went on a date and we've been together ever since.
Okay.
So
Did
dating
did you do
wasn't
something
fun.
out of your norm, like for you and your husband to like
Yes, I
anything that you
was
wouldn't do usually?
I get well, yes and no. I feel like I
Okay.
accepted the chance to go meet him on a kind of it was like a blind date because I didn't know
Mhm.
Okay.
anything about him, but I did trust the person that set us up. I
Mm-hmm.
Right.
knew he wouldn't like
Okay.
lead me in a bad way. Like it's either
Mhm.
gonna work or it's not gonna work, but the guy ain't gonna
Right.
hurt me.
Right.
I'm
Right.
safe is what I knew.
Right.
Mhm.
That's right.
At least
Good.
that.
That's
But
right.
we hit it off instantly. So
Good.
that was out of my comfort zone, saying I would go on a blind
Mm. Okay.
date.
How
And for
about
you?
you
Okay.
in your relationship?
Well, I was married to my ex-husband for 10 years.
Mhm.
So for me, I think coming out of that, I did take like 3 years to myself, just like you mentioned, stuff kind of to do the healing thing.
Mhm.
But it was a shock though too, coming into life being single and having the
Yes.
opportunity to date. And it was so scary because it was
Yes.
like, I felt like I was like 10 years out the loop. So I really didn't know how to gauge doing this dating thing.
Yes.
I did go on like 2 or 3 dates, but because of that healing process coming out of that marriage, it was automatic. Like, I know what I don't want,
Right.
and I'm not going to let you bring the representative.
Right.
And then I guess stepping out of my comfort zone at my best friend's wedding, you know how they the movie, that I met someone who honestly, okay, here's what I did. Going on dates, I was going on dates with people who I was comfortable going on dates with. My type of people, I'll put it like that. Meeting someone at my best friend's wedding, he's not the person who you would see me dating. He's not my usual person. So
Okay.
for me, meeting this person, having this like attraction to this individual, that was what I did to step out of my comfort zone. I was like, this is not my usual type of person. But you know what? Conversation is here. It is what it is. And it'll be a year next month. And it's been great. But that was my stepping out of my comfort zone. Yeah. It's just trying something that you're not usually comfortable with. And it was a great thing. But
It,
it took me a while to date because I was scared.
dating is super scary.
Yes.
I did not like it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like the, what do I say? What don't I say? You feel like
Yep.
sometimes you're trying to walk on eggshells. You want to be prim and proper. It's just
Yes.
like, and at the end with my husband now, I just was like, this is what you get.
That's me.
I'm gonna be me, and because I
That's
can't do
it.
all this other stuff. All right.
No.
And I could be my
Yeah.
crazy weird self, and he's fine with
Hmm.
it.
That's the best part, right? That's the
Yes.
best part. Hmm.
Yes. So we all try something different. We know
Yeah,
that Kimberly will go on one of these dating shows if she
I
needed
definitely will.
to.
I will.
If she
Not
wasn't in a
anymore, but I would have. I
relationship.
would have.
Right. That's what I meant to say. And then there's another one called Love Island. Have any of you
Oh,
watched that? You've
I
watched
watched
it?
like
no.
maybe 1 or 2 seasons. Yeah.
Okay. Fill us
What
in
is
So
on
it's
that
that.
like they
storyline?
go, it's like um single girls, single guys, they're in this house, and they date. Sometimes they date
Mm.
each other, I guess, sort of. But
Mm.
when you click, you click. So like they're like couple. Once you make into a couple, you like staying with that person. You could sleep with them in the same bed. You could be with them all
See,
the
these
time.
rules are crazy for me. Like, well, you're allowed to sleep with them today. What?
And then
This
no,
is the
like
one
you,
that has like the Alexa. Is that this one that they
uh,
talk to this thing and you're not allowed to have sex because you lose money from the pot, or is that something different?
no,
Am
that's
I
something
mixing
different.
these things up?
I know what
Okay,
you're talking
okay,
about.
okay.
So then they like it'd be like girls that once you like a guy, you're like really dating. Like I've seen people that try to mess it up, but like they be stuck together. Like don't mess with him because I'm
Mm,
talking to him. And then what what the show does is they'll be like, okay, we're sending guys out for the day, and then they'll bring in new girls to see
mm.
test the relationship that they made with one of the girls in the house.
Causing
Oh,
temptation. Okay.
Hmm. Yeah.
okay,
Mm. See, I'm not
okay.
built for that either. I'm still not grown for that show either.
No.
I can't do any of these shows. I don't think that I can't handle knowing that I want to think that I'm the only person you talking to. And that's just that.
So they have a Love Island. I think they have like a Love Island. I want to say like I don't know if it was Africa or something. Like it was like another
Oh,
country, and it got a little X-rated on that show. I was like, because I was seeing it on like Twitter and stuff. I was like, oh no, they took it
Oh,
to
doing a
wow.
lot
another
of things.
level.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then also doing all these things and like
On
bearing your
camera.
heart and soul on camera, your most
Mm,
vulnerable moments
right.
on camera. That is courage. I really give them kudos
Mhm.
because I could never be that courageous.
I would
And
still
then it
try it too, though.
changes, right? So like on Married at First Sight, they'll have they'll be like, oh, he's great on camera, but when the cameras are off, he's different. So I'm
Yep.
like,
Yes. Yes.
The representative.
once the camera stops, it's like you're a whole different other person.
Yep.
Yes.
I think.
Yes. But that's real life too.
Mm-hmm.
When
Yep.
in some relationships, in front of
Whew.
everyone, people
Yep.
are, you know, so loving and, you know, all over each other, and they put on a show, and then in, you know, behind closed doors, some people are getting, you know, there's like domestic violence. There's
Mm-hmm.
like, you know, you cheat, they get
Verbal,
cheated
mental.
on. There's
Yep.
so many stories
Talk
of
about it.
crazy things that happen behind closed doors, but in front of everyone. And no one wants to share their, you know, their personal business, and nor should they have to. So you know, I feel like you just can't really judge a book by its cover for anything.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yes. So that was some good talk, ladies.
Yes. So we all
That was some
decided,
good
thank
talk.
God we're in a real life relationship and we don't have to deal with those shit.
Thank you, God. I don't have to deal with the the dating pool that's pissing it. Thank you, Lord.
There's someone out there for everyone. We know you
There
all will
definitely
find
is.
someone.
Yep. I would support you if you do want to go on any of these shows. I got your back, but it wouldn't, I mean, it would be me, but not right now. But, you know, I support you.
Yes, we got you. So we have as you know, we like to end our show with a quote every week. Kim, you want to read that for us?
Sure. So the quote for the week is, when you find love, you will find yourself. When you have the knowledge of love, you will then feel the peace in your heart. Stop searching here and there. The jewels are inside you. This, my friend, is the holy meaning of love, by Rumi.
Ooh, that's a
Love
good
that.
one.
Yep.
That is a good one. Any thoughts?
It starts in you. Self-love is huge. You're
Yes.
going to attract what you bring to the table and essentially what you give. So love yourself first.
I feel that. I feel like I said before, I took time to heal and get in the right space and actually just love myself first.
Yep.
And it's true. Love follows right behind that.
Definitely so.
I agree.
All right.
Yes. All right. Well, thank you everyone for joining us. Please go ahead and go onto our YouTube page, Calm Before the Storm podcast. Like, share, and subscribe. If there's any topics you want to discuss, any comments, or just anything you want to let us know, you can either put it on our Instagram page, or you can go ahead and put some comments on our YouTube page, or you can email us at thecalmbeforethestorm@gmail.com. Great show, ladies. Thank you for joining, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.